So when I was trying to quit porn and when I was also trying to quit social media and I kept on failing, I kept on relapsing. And, you know, there was points when I would like belittle myself. There was points when I would actually say negative things about myself. You probably are doing the exact same, right? So that fucking exact situation where I'd wake up, I'd stay lying down in bed sideways, just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, hoping to find porn. And oh, look, there's porn. I'll click on this name here. I'll click on this profile. I'll do this. You know, you go down the fucking rabbit hole. We've all been there. By the end of it, you're looking at some like big titty Asian woman or something like that. You know, you're just down the rabbit hole. And after you've messed up on this goal, I often did like a straight, like, honestly, it got to the point when I wasn't even getting post-nut clarity. I was getting intra-nut clarity, with the negative thoughts would happen as I was literally nutting. Like I'm not trying to get detailed, but in the moments of climax, that's when the negative thought, I didn't even get like the 10 seconds of bliss anymore, bro. So I started to feel shit, what the fuck am I doing? Shame and like, oh, this is gross. Oh, like you're a fucking loser. And you're like, oh, I'm so powerless towards this. You know, these things that we say to ourselves, is that going to help you? Think about it. If you're convincing yourself that you're a loser, that you're powerless, that this is such a huge problem, is that going to help you to feel like the kind of guy who doesn't need porn? Because the kind of guy who needs porn usually feels like a bit of a loser. And so belittling ourselves, I realized wasn't going to work. And around the time when I was like 19 or something, that's when I started to really practice a lot more self-compassion. And I had like this childlike energy come back to me where I started to understand the problems I was going through and realize like I have to be my own best friend. Like I'm going to push myself hard and I'm going to get annoyed when like I'm being a pussy. But at the same time, I do want to be nice to myself. I want to have like a nice, positive, like healthy, happy, pleasant, joyful, cheerful mind as many times as possible, because I don't want to live in a state of like constant like negativity. It's just not how I wanted to live. And so I started to speak to myself in a way that honestly most people watching, maybe not this, but like most people in general would find it so cringe and uncomfortable. Honestly, I started to speak to myself as if I was a fucking legend. I know it's going to sound cringe, but literally the term like alpha male meant a lot to me. This was when I was 18 and 19. I had lived my entire life like a fucking loser, okay? I had literally been the guy who'd been playing video games, who never was able to like even speak to girls, never mind actually attract them. The few times I had confidence enough to go and speak to a girl, I'd fuck it up so badly. And, you know, I really had a lot of negativity. I didn't do well in school, so my parents used to fucking beat my ass. So, I had a lot of reasons to be negative. And so I could listen to everyone else and be like this fucking mundane guy who doesn't even think positive about himself because that's a bit cringe and it makes people uncomfortable. Or I could start to delude myself and think, yeah, I'm a fucking legend. I would look at myself in the mirror and say, I'm a legend. I would flex my muscles when I wasn't even that big. And I would literally say to myself, like, yeah, I'm such an alpha male and stuff. And this sounds so fucking cringe to like the heartless motherfuckers out there who they don't know what we're actually going through. Because I'm telling you right now that if you're anything like me doing this in private and you don't have to tell anyone, you don't have to show anyone, but the next time you walk in front of a mirror, literally think to yourself like, yeah, I am a fucking legend. Look at the type of content that I'm consuming compared to my friends who are still Jeffries. I'm actually trying to quit watching porn when over 2 billion men in the world are completely complacent with it. I'm gonna be successful as fuck. I am a legend. I am a beast. I am an alpha male. And this sounds so cringe, but it helped me. I wouldn't be here today if I didn't do these cringe affirmations, if I didn't in a cringe way consider myself to be like an alpha male before I was one. I was still a pussy. I was still an alcoholic. I was addicted to drugs at the time when I was saying this. I didn't even have that much muscle that I was flexing, but it helped because suddenly when I would say these things to myself, it's like I wanted to then ingrain this new identity, this new personality, these habits to make this real.